off and you hear everything, but until you see it, the reality is not there.
A third person has died after being shot at the Bunomatic warehouse in Springfield yesterday. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. The woman who is in her 50s was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, and she died this afternoon. Her name has yet to be released, but the coroner has shared the names of the two men who were killed: 61-year-old William Bill Gibbons and 25-year-old Christopher Aumiller. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey has more.
1400 Stevenson, 1400 Stevenson at Bunomatic. Callers were getting calls on 10 to 12 shots fired inside the warehouse. Several people out running around.
That was the initial alert police in Springfield got after Michael Collins opened fire yesterday morning. He killed 3 people. The coroner has released 2 of the names: 25-year-old Chris Aumiller and 61-year-old William Bill Gibbons. The 54-year-old woman was found in the parking lot of the warehouse in critical condition. She died Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, employees and those in the area are still trying to cope with what happened. Tracy Magro saw the trauma that workers and their families were going through as they reunited in front of her store.
I hope to never see it again. Until you see it on TV, and you see this, you see that, until you see it in real life and see the people who are hurting and traumatized, it's a whole nother world.
The Morgan County coroner is conducting the autopsy on Collins. The Springfield Police Department confirmed that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in his car in Morgan County. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
And police are still investigating the shooting. They have not said what caused Collins to open fire in the warehouse. Head to WCIA.com for the latest updates on the Bunomatic shooting. Loved ones and colleagues are mourning the loss of a 22-year-old Champaign County deputy who died Thursday night. WCIA 3's Karina Rubio spoke with a close friend of the deputy and has this story.
The patrol car of 22-year-old Taylor Briggs is draped outside the Champaign County Sheriff's Office in his honor. The sheriff says Briggs was out for a run in Savoy Thursday night when he collapsed from an unknown medical emergency. A woman found him on a grassy parkway and performed CPR until an ambulance took him to Carle Hospital. Briggs was pronounced dead there. He had only been patrolling on his own for a few months. Briggs's friend says he was a leader with so much potential and an even better friend to have in your corner.
That's what a lot of people really loved about him. And so it just really, I think, all clicked for him as far as like being a police officer and using that to help other people and wanting to be a change and be a force for good.
Briggs was engaged and planned to marry later this year. In Champaign County, Karina Rubio, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The sheriff says an autopsy from Friday morning only determined that Briggs died from an unspecified natural cause. The coroner ruled out any trauma and is still trying to pinpoint the exact cause. A 3-year-old is in the hospital after being attacked by a dog. It happened on Rebecca Drive in Urbana Township. Champaign County deputies responded to the scene around 6:30 earlier this evening, and they say the dog bit a 3-year-old, seriously hurting the child. Deputies were interviewing witnesses in the area, and they say animal control took the dog for the night. Firefighters rescued multiple dogs in Decatur this afternoon. A fire broke out at a house near Westlawn and Sunset Avenues this afternoon, and none of the 3 people living there were hurt, but 6 dogs needed to be rescued. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And we have a news update for you. We've learned 1 person died in a car crash that happened last night in Ford County. Police say a car was driving in the right lane on I-57 just south of Paxton when it reached a construction zone. That's when a driver moved in front of another car right before the lanes merged into one and then lost control and veered into the center median, where the car flipped multiple times. The passenger of the car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, while the driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are not releasing the driver's name yet. And in another update, we've learned 1 man died in a fatal crash on I-70 this afternoon. It happened in the northeast part of Effingham County, and police say for some reason 66-year-old Louise Bergaplumi crossed the center median and hit an oncoming car head-on. Bergaplumi was pronounced dead at the scene, and the driver of the other car, along with the 5 other passengers in those 2 cars, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There's no word yet on why his car left the eastbound lanes of I-70. 2 separate police reform bills are working their way through Washington right now. The House passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act earlier this week, and the bill would ban the use of chokeholds, ban no-knock warrants, and reform qualified immunity. Illinois Representative Sherry Bustos voted for the bill.
There are problems with this component of policing, and we want to have a law that says there will be no more chokeholds, there will be no more no-knock warrants, that there will be training of police officers in de-escalation, that there will be training of police officers in understanding the communities where we all live.
The bill now heads to the Senate, but it isn't expected to pass after the Senate Republicans' police reform bill failed to make it through because of Democrat votes. And Representative Rodney Davis says he had problems with the House's version of the bill, especially the changes to qualified immunity. The bill also isn't supported by the White House. Vice President Mike Pence declined to say the phrase Black Lives Matter earlier this week. When asked if he felt comfortable saying the phrase, Davis said this.
I have no hesitation talking about Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. I have no hesitation at all. What I have a hesitation of is where groups will form and try and use hateful rhetoric to try and act like they're stopping other hateful rhetoric.
Davis also spoke out against crowds that are tearing down statues of historical figures. For the full interviews with Representatives Bustos and Davis, check out tomorrow's episode of Capitol Connection. And Phase 4 of Restore Illinois began yesterday, which allows restaurants and bars to have indoor seating. Tables will have to be 6 feet apart, and people will need to put on masks when they aren't in their seats. Not every restaurant in the area has chosen to allow indoor seating, though, with some saying it's not worth the risk. And as part of Phase 4 of Restoring Illinois, schools are preparing for in-person learning this fall. When it comes to special education, teachers tell WCIA they're going to have to work to figure out the safest ways to help their students. That's because some of their responsibilities make social distancing tough.
They may need help with hygiene. They may need help with hand washing, hand over hand, someone guiding them. They may need help with toileting or feeding. And so social distancing is going to be impossible to keep. So we're going to need to be closer as teachers, and that's going to mean then more frequent attention to hand washing ourselves and what we're doing to make sure we're not spreading COVID-19.
One teacher I've spoken with says some school districts are looking at protective suits for special education teachers. Meanwhile, college students are making adjustments in order to fulfill graduation requirements on time. 2 professors at U of I's College of Applied Health Sciences created a program for the recreation, sports, and tourism students called Illini RST Undergraduate Consulting. It aims to connect students with industry leaders as consultants so they can meet those requirements.
Obviously, you know, they're different experiences. They provide different things, and this is a little unconventional. But like I mentioned, like being able to work in the unconventional and be, you know, different than traditional, moving forward, I think that's just going to be, you know, even more important.
This program will run through the end of July. And in Illinois, the state has announced 786 new cases in the past 24 hours of COVID-19, including 26 more deaths. That brings the total here to more than 141,000 total confirmed cases and 6,873 total confirmed deaths. While Illinois has moved to the new phase, at least 9 other states are now pressing pause. And Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Tennessee, and Utah all reported record daily cases yesterday as U.S. coronavirus cases surpassed the 2.5 million mark. CBS News correspondent Danya Backus reports from Los Angeles.
Florida reported nearly 10,000 new COVID-19 cases, another single-day record. The mayor of Miami-Dade is shutting all county beaches for the 4th of July holiday weekend, possibly longer, over concerns about large crowds. In Texas, small business owners face new concerns after Governor Greg Abbott ordered bars shut and restricted restaurant capacity.
We were hoping it would turn around by May, but now that everything is going in the wrong direction, it doesn't look like we're going to be over this anytime soon.
Texas, hit by a new surge in cases, was one of the first states to begin reopening, even though it did not meet federal guidelines on flattening the COVID-19 curve. In Los Angeles County, health officials just reported more than 1,800 new cases in a single day. An agricultural county on the California border with Mexico is under pressure to reimpose stay-at-home orders.
We have made it clear over the course of many months now that we've been sending additional resources down into Imperial County.
We got to pay our regular taxes. We got to pay our regular rent. We got to pay everything normal. Our bills keep on coming.
And in Anaheim, Disney employees protested outside the resort, demanding a safe reopening.
I want to go back to work, that's for sure. But we want jobs to be safe. Testing is the big thing for me.
Disney announced this week the happiest place on earth would remain closed indefinitely because of the coronavirus. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And Disney says it expects to choose a reopening date after the state issues guidelines. That's expected sometime after the 4th of July. And Amelia, we had a rough day this morning. I mean, the lightning earlier, it wasn't great.
It wasn't great. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you this video behind me here of a tree that was struck by lightning in Philo earlier today. It was quite a bit of a lightning show out there, and it's still going to be continuing over the next 7 days. I'll have the details right after this.